Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Thought I'd pop up here and give you all an update as to how I've been progressing with things. I have read over the materials, the doctor's notes, and so forth. Excuse me. Um, and made some decisions on how to proceed. I did buy this. This is the Pro Resolving Mediator. And figure I'd give it a try. I started off with just one pill and see how I would do, especially since it's basically all fish and I'm allergic to fish. So I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. Seeing how it's not actually derived from fish oil, I'm actually doing great. So, if you have concerns about taking this and having concerns about fish, the fact that it's derived from fish, just to let you know, and I've been allergic to fish ever since I was a kid. I think we became aware of it. I was like about 4 years old, something like that, and I'm 51 now. So, and anytime I have tried doing anything with like fish oil or whatever, like milk using fish oil for the omega-3s, then even though it's sustainably sourced, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. I have issues. Basically, I break out and so forth. But so far, so good with this. Like I said, I started off with one and gave it about 12 hours. Didn't have any reactions, so I took another one. The only problem is I took it in the middle of the night when I was eating with my next meal, basically to sustain my diabetes. But unfortunately, I don't know if it was that or if maybe it was the storms coming in. I'm not entirely too sure which case it was. But yeah, I wasn't sleeping very well. And the storm that was coming in was a low pressure system that was Friday night going into Saturday morning, and it's Sunday now. So, oh, excuse me. But I figured, okay, when I woke up yesterday morning, yeah, I had a little bit of running to do. I was not feeling well, and I had to go and get a little squirt here, some food there at the pet store. So I asked, and I wasn't feeling quite right. I wasn't flaring up completely or anything, but I had that concern that I might if I go out and try and do things on my own. So I asked one of my friends that I've been staying with for almost a year now. I know. If one of them would be willing to take me to the store. And so the good thing I did, because I did have a little bit of flare-ups here and there and so forth. But when I got home, or should say when we got home, I was or just before I started eating, I went ahead and took two of them, okay? Then I went 12 hours later, overnight again, I took two again. I'm supposed to be taking four. I will forewarn you, the directions on the bottle say take one a day, but my doctor, with what he has prescribed to me, is it's 4 twice a day. So that's what I'm building myself up to. I did notice yesterday that I did have more energy, despite what I was going through physically with the storms coming in. I did have more energy, and it wasn't a jittery sort of energy like you get with like caffeine or energy drinks or anything like that. I've never drank energy drinks, don't get me wrong. I'm just making an assumption there. But, like how sometimes when you'll get a lot of caffeine in you or a lot of sugar or whatever, you get like a little jittery or what have you. I wasn't having any of that. But, and I also noticed that the lack of fatigue basically lasted into the evening. I think I lasted until about 9 o'clock last night, something like that, which is a huge, yeah, because here lately it's been like, okay, 5, 6 o'clock, I'm ready to crash. I mean crash for several hours. So basically until it's time for me to get up to take my nighttime shot. For those of you who don't know, I'm a diabetic, type 1. So, yeah, that felt great last night. And it wasn't like I was wanting to bounce off the walls or anything like that. It was just more of an, like, okay, this is kind of different, sort of thing. So anyway, I figure, all right, I'm doing well, so let's bump it up to 3, doing that gradual. So I did that this morning, basically just before I had my brunch, as I call it. I can't handle eating breakfast anymore. Ugh. Haven't in years. So anyway, yeah. So far so good. I've also been looking at the other things that are the other supplements that are on the list. This one here, just to let you know, this is the Pro Resolving Mediators. All right, I got this from Amazon. It's my I don't know if you can get it at GNC or the Vitamin Shop. You can check and see, or one of those places like that. Maybe you have a local store or something. But I got this off of Prime, and I noticed too you can get it off of Walmart Plus too. But anywho, this one here basically helps with fatigue and rebuilding bodily tissue. Okay, but I'm also looking at, and I left my list on the floor here inside my calendar. The other one I'm looking at is, I'm not too sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's L-arginine or arginine. I'm not too sure, but it's with what the doctor is prescribing. And I did find the original study that took place back, or it was basically published back in 2022. That just hit me. Anyway, okay. Yeah, weird. That was the same year. Huh. Whoa, a lot of spirituals on that. 222 is angel number, letting you know you're on the right path. And interestingly, I got sick in December 2022. And that was published, I believe, October as the copyright that I had seen on it. I don't remember. But anyway, it was a study that was done. 2 different groups of people who were battling long COVID. One group, they gave a multivitamin for 30 days. The other group, they gave the L-arginine, however you pronounce it. Straight that, okay? I did see that there were powders where it was that plus something else that began L-C something. I don't remember. And I'm terrible with, you can Google it, all right? Just do that, all right? Instead of relying on my brain. Which it doesn't work all too terribly well these days. But anyway, it was, strictly L-arginine and vitamin C, okay? Basically, the dosage was 1.66 grams of the L-arginine, that's what I'm going to call it, and then 500 milligrams of vitamin C. That one is supposed to, you know what? Forgive me. I'm sorry. Let me grab. I know I have it listed in the last video in the description and also on the blog. But let me grab this. Find that chart again. That is... okay. That one, the role of it is, it's basically an amino acid. Generates nitric oxide, mediates vasodilation, neurotransmission, and immune defense. Okay, and of course, vitamin C is antioxidant. Basically, for the symptoms, it helps with fatigue, builds muscle strength, and gives you the opportunity to be able to do a 6-minute walk distance. I realize it may not seem like very much to most people, but when you're dealing with long COVID, especially if you're having breathing difficulties and you get very weak really easily and so on and so forth, that 6 minutes can be very difficult, okay? And I've been down that road, I hate to say it. And then, of course, it's also saying that vitamin C may help with reducing pain. One of the reasons why I had decided to avoid it and go with the other option is primarily because of the vitamin C, the amount that I would have to take with that. And of course, these I would have to do twice a day, those doses twice a day. And the reason why I bring up the vitamin C and the reason why I kind of steer clear of it is because of my glucose sensor that I wear. It can be affected by vitamin C 500 to 1,000 milligrams, just kind of depending. My understanding, well, I know that the old version, they just came out with this new version last year, basically, the second half of last year. Before it was basically the Libre 2 and the Libre 3 sensors, the old ones, you couldn't take vitamin C that was up to 500 milligrams or more because it could wind up interfering with your sensor, okay? But now they've increased it up to 1,000. Okay, that's not that big of a deal, but I'm supposed to be taking 500 twice a day, which brings me up to the 1,000. So I'm wondering how much it could possibly wind up affecting, even if I space it apart like 12 hours, something like that, okay? That's my concern there. So I could try it and give you all some feedback and go from there. I can also talk to my endocrinologist and find out what his opinion is. But I am seriously, because of with it building the muscle strength, I'm seriously considering taking the risk. Okay. The other one I'm seriously considering is doing the creatine. It's a creatine monohydrate, 5 grams daily. It helps. The role of it helps increase energy during periods of demand in muscle and brain. And then with the symptoms, it helps with fatigue and brain fog. So I'm seriously considering it. And then, of course, there's the magnesium, what is it, L-threonate, 2 grams once daily, 144 milligrams of elemental magnesium. The way I look at it is my magnesium levels through the testing were good, and I am getting magnesium every single day, so I'm kind of steering clear of that. And then there's the other ones as well. There's, of course, the coenzyme Q10, helps with mitochondrial ATP production, and as antioxidant, helps with fatigue and pain. I really wouldn't mind considering that one primarily because of the pain. But if I go with the other options and stick with these, and then of course with what I'm doing with my own herbal remedies, I think oops, that's upside down. I think I'll be okay. Oops, I really did this upside down. I've been keeping this all very handy, just in case I need to refer back. I don't really want to go the route of medications unless I absolutely need to. Like yesterday or even overnight, yeah, with that low pressure system, and it's been the low pressure systems that have been the worst on me. Yeah, I was feeling it. But not like what I was in the past. And especially with the overnight hours, I was really starting to feel it. And it still wasn't like I was before, where I was cramping up. I mean, I was still getting that cold, icy feeling. Oh, excuse me, but it wasn't cramping up nearly as bad as what I was dealing with in the past, where I was actually having to hold my breath. I mean, nowhere near close to it. I was just kind of feeling it a little bit here and there, and I'm still feeling a little bit because we got another little storm system that's coming. It's going to pass by us to our north, probably about, I'd say, hour and a half away, something like that. It's like somewhere between us in Duluth, and Duluth is about, I think, 3 hours away, something like that, 2.5, 3 hours. So it's passing somewhere there in the middle between us and them. So yeah, it's kind of close, especially for me with being so sensitive to all these storms. I mean, I've been feeling this one coming in from Canada all morning. So and it's what, almost 2:30, it's 2:20 right now. So it's supposed to be coming here soon. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Of course, I didn't go out to work last night. There was no way I was even going to chance it. So, and of course, a little bit later on in the week, we have another one coming. I know. But this has been between this and the anti-inflammatory diet that I've been doing, and also my teas that I've been drinking. I've been drinking 1 cup of tea with a combination of a bag of arnica tea combined with echinacea tea from Yogi, specifically because it has a lot of anti-inflammatories in it as well. So with all that combined, yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better. So still not out of the woods yet, I know that, but at least I'm doing a lot better. Not nearly as bad of brain fog, still having it a little bit, and still a little bit of fatigue, but definitely, as you can tell, I have a lot more energy. But it's more of a calm energy. So as far as my yoga is concerned, I broke it down. With getting back to doing that, I forgot I was going to look up, because this he was recommending, the doctor was recommending with what they have found that has helped with COVID long haulers and fibromyalgia patients, and pronounce that correctly, is a type of Tai Chi called Yang Tai Chi. And I was going to look that up to see what all is involved with that. I've always wanted to learn Tai Chi, but I didn't realize that there was like different types or what have you. So I wanted to look that up, but to tell you the truth, I really enjoy doing my yoga. So I broke it down because basically in our consultation, he was saying like 2-3 minutes a day. But in his notes, it was saying, and then build yourself up, basically. But in his notes, he was saying like an hour twice a week, basically 2 hours a week. And I was thinking, okay, if I could break that down to kind of go along with what he was saying in the consultation, what would that look like? So I just Googled it. Like Google. Let the Google AI do the math for me. I was just like, oh, forget it. And sure enough, the math that I was working out in my head wound up matching up, because I was trying to figure out, okay, if I broke it down to like 7 days a week, how many minutes would I be able to do it? And I was almost spot on. I was thinking 15 minutes, and it wound up being 17 minutes. I'm like, good girl. Hey, I'm not completely gone yet. I was always good at math. Even at guesstimating. And then, but if I broke it down to like 5 days a week, sure enough, I was very close to that as well. I was thinking 20-25 minutes, wound up being 24 minutes. So, yeah, good girl. Pat myself on the back there. Hey, I haven't lost it yet. It's like, yes. So, quite proud of that. But, anywho, so I was thinking, okay, if I don't think I would be doing 7 days a week. I've got, other things that I have to make sure I take care of as well. But if I did 5 days a week, that would give me a chance to get my stretching out, because I do miss that, stretch these muscles out at the same time while you've got the supplements going in there and doing some healing work, bringing down the inflammation, and between the supplements and then my own body healing. And the main reason why I was thinking about going on the other ones as well, obviously I'm not getting any fish in my diet, so if that helps with replacing anything I'm not getting from fish, great. And the nice thing about that stuff too is it's also non-GMO, so at least we have that taken care of. But as far as The others, the main reason why I did do my research, the L-arginine, the big sources that they were saying was with that is from poultry, turkey, and chicken. And then as far as the creatine is concerned, red meat. Okay, lean red meat, of course. But, and I'm kind of alternating between two. I did pick up a package of organic chicken breast yesterday, so I'm alternating, and I had some, of course, some steaks left over from Friday. So I'm kind of alternating between the two and then doing the salads as well, because I'm like, I feel like I'm really lacking in my calcium right now. So, and with the vegetables, my leafy greens that I bought do have quite a bit of calcium in them as well. So, anywho, I was thinking that about doing those other supplements primarily so I can get that extra to help with the healing process, even if it's just temporarily until, you know, we can get some decent healing going and everything, and then maybe scale back. That's kind of what I was thinking. But initially, because I've been dealing with this for so long, 3 years I've been dealing with this, and my body is tired, it's weak, and it needs help. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But I got to get back out to work, so in that way I can pay for them. And I'm also going to be needing those pills again here soon. It's only 30 pills that I got, so I'm going to need to get a bigger bottle to help with everything. It's going to be expensive, and of course insurance isn't going to pay for it. But hey, you know, if it's, yeah, if it helps, I'll do it. And of course, I've got to see about finding another primary care physician here. I don't want to go back to that guy because he was just like, oh, here, have some inhalers. And, oh, what about the muscle pain? Oh, well, you know, use muscle cream, basically. Hello? Right. What about repairing? What about, you know, rebuilding? You know, all this sort of stuff. Oh, I don't know. Basically taking the lazy route out. So I keep telling you guys with, when it comes to your own health, what I keep saying in my previous videos, take charge. Find a doctor. If you have to keep firing doctors, because I mean, basically, they work for you. You are paying them, but they work for you. Okay, they don't work for that fucking company that they're working for. They work for you. Okay, and if they're not working for you, and you own your own business, what do you do? Or if you're a manager or something like that, and if they're not doing their job, what do you do in that sort of a situation? You fire them. Same thing. And you got to do your due diligence as well and do what I'm doing and keep researching, keep staying on top of things. So I was to a point where I was at a loss, not really knowing which way to go anymore. And so that's why I started going to the Mayo Clinic, keep doing what I could possibly do and so forth. And I finally hit on the right doctor. So, but there are the classes still that I still need to research, the additional testing, to see about progress, keeping going with that blood work, so on and so forth. But all in good time, I'm starting with this first. And, like I said, I need to get back with see about finding another primary care physician. If I was back in Vegas, I would just go back to my old one because he was great. I mean, he was really trying, but there's only so much he could do. So, but anywho, yeah, this is kind of, and the nice thing about him too that I liked is that he had an open mind. So, he was willing to talk about other options and so on and so forth. So, I do look forward to going back. I miss home. So, anyway, I will, that was the other thing I was going to mention. I don't know for certain It could just be the weather, but I don't know what it is. But for some reason, my blood sugars have started climbing. So, like I said, I'm not entirely too sure the reason why. It could be because I haven't exercised in several days. But either way, I went ahead and bumped my Lantus back up. That's the long-term acting insulin that I have to do as a type 1. I do that one overnight. And then, of course, you got the short-acting. I've been bumping that back up as well. But, yeah, I've noticed that my blood sugars have been going back up again. So, I am looking forward to possibly getting back to doing my stretches and at least get back to doing a little bit of walking. Fortunately, my weight has been staying the same as far as what I've lost so far, so that's good. But in the meantime, yeah, I've got some more weight that I need to lose, and at the same time, I really need to, and I still need to get the oil change done on the car. I haven't been able to go over there to do that, so I'll probably have to do that tomorrow. So, anywho, that's kind of where we're at right now. I know I've been kind of bouncing off the walls. I do feel it a little bit in here. I felt it in here, and especially right in through here. You know, all this in through here has been flaring out, especially, of course, this. So, but, hey, all in good time. All in good time. And I know this is from the storm that's coming in right now. And I see it moving in. It was a little bit sunny there for a little bit, but now I'm seeing it. So, and when I step outside, I really feel it in through here. Next couple of days we're supposed to warm up a little bit, but the nighttime we're supposed to scale back to around freezing or below freezing again. So, dealing with all that wonderful icy conditions. But yeah, it's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm hoping I can get back out to work, at least for a little bit tonight, get my feet wet or whatever, and yeah, go from there. So that's what I got for you. Alright, then I'll give you some updates as to what's going on. So, anywho, I'm going to let you go so I can get myself moving, get myself ready and everything, and I will talk at you later if you want to see little silly girl. Sound asleep. Yeah. I know, she's so beautiful, so precious, so wonderful. She's excited too, because Mommy's feeling better. Starting to. Working on it. Alright, I'll talk at you later. Love you.